All right, it's Puzzle Rush 3. Let's see how far I can get in just 20 minutes. That is all the time that I've got before I have to start cooking dinner. I am black. Let's go here. Ta-da. Let's take that guy. And now, do we want to go checkmate? Sure, of course we do. So we are looking to get to 40 or so. And we are black again, so let's go ahead and just drop this in here and go for a little mate action. So, what do we got now? Mate and 1. I've been doing a series where I think a long time and explain everything I'm looking at, but turns out I think people like this a lot more. So we're just going to do this instead. What are we looking at? We have a check. We have a check here. Yeah. Ooh. Do we want to mate? It's that and then night, right? Sure is. So we're going to move on with this. I personally like the faster games anyway. Not a bad start. We're through 13 with no errors yet. So let's try to go as far as we can here. That's a mate. Wonder when we're going to stop getting mates in 1. I guess there, huh? Then I take the bishop, and then I checkmate on the side rank. Perfect. Let's go ahead and bump it. We're not going to take the rook. We're going to go here because the queen defended that other square. Ooh, queen trap. Is the queen trapped? Sure is. Yay. That was a good one. Sometimes it takes longer just to check the answer than it does to actually play the answer. Those. What are we, black? We're black. Okay, so probably just go checkmate here and here. There. Nah. Oh, that doesn't really work, does it? Because here you take the pawn. Oh, I have a rook here. Who knew? And then we go there, mate. So, like I said, sometimes you got to look around and find the pieces before you can solve it. And you already know what you're looking for, too. Probably here, right? Mate, take the rook. 22. And we are at, what's my timer? 2 minutes, 30 seconds. We're cruising. Don't have a check. I don't have a check. I don't have a check. I do have this check. And then here and mate, almost. Yeah, that'll work. It's here, right? Here and then back rank, and I take this and I take that rook. Take the rook. Don't have to. Anything wins there, they say. Anything wins. Okay, this. And then we're going to mate. That was fun. So here we're going to go check. But then I don't have much of a follow-up, right? This is a target. That's a target. So I do want to go check. But I would really like to just be able to fork these pieces here. Maybe like hit the rook or something and go through it and mate. I don't have enough other pieces to do anything. Oh, it's a fork? Is it just a fork of the pieces? Yeah, sure is. All right. Anytime you see this pawn come out, you got to assume it's this and knight, and then we take here. So let's go ahead and just do it. And then I go like this. Now do I take a rook or do I mate? You always got to look for the mate as well, and I don't see one. So we're going to take the rook. Okay. We got to go here, right? No, I just take it. Ha! Sometimes I fell for one of these before. I just wasn't looking at the right board orientation. Is that checking off? Looks like it's a checking off puzzle. Check the king off of the queen. Is this one also the same thing? Same idea? Nah. Ooh. Maybe I take here. And then take the rook. Yeah, sure. And clean it up anyway. I almost missed one. Do we go here? No. And then we take this guy. I do have a second rook. Probably is. Now it's a second rook in. Or is it the queen in? You think it'd be the second rook in, but the queen can go here too. And then it's check again, and then the queen blocks with a check. So this queen will come through. That's why we have to use the rook, because it would be a cross check to my own king. So we're going to go like this. And then we're going to take that. Now there's our queen. See how that would have been check if this were a queen? If I had gone like this and this. So we don't want that. So let's go ahead and win the queen. That's pinned. So what can we do here? Oh, I have a rook. Yep. There's another example of I found what I wanted to do and then I looked and found this piece. So let's just go ahead and you'll see it. This is checkmate. All right, that would be mate if not for this rook. So, oh, wrong colors again. This is my piece. That's their piece. That's their king. So let's try to figure out how we can mate with this configuration. Ah, what do you know? We have it. And then we can just pin that and win that, right? Mm-hmm. Sure can. Yay. 32, no errors. Well, we block here. What else is there to do? These squares are all cut off. I think I go here and they put the bishop there and I take and we take here, right? Oh, I have a hanging piece right here. I guess I can also take this if they take that. So just a little quick calculation says I got to play here. If I play king over, it's queen and I can't block on account of there being a pawn there. So why can't I just play g3? Pretty sure I do. Now I'm going to take a piece to get out of check. And then they're going to play there. And now do I want to just save a bishop? Or is there something else I can do? I'm up a piece right now, so I probably just save the piece. And this is protected, so yeah. You have to figure out to drop a piece. That's the trick. Aha. A classic one. I love this one because there's two attacks here. So when you see this formation, all you have to see is whether or not anything can interpose on these squares, and nothing can except the rook temporarily. We'll just take it. So we'll go like this, and we'll take that rook. And then the queen cannot be stopped from delivering mate. So let's continue. Is it check, check, trade, and then push the pawn and queen? I bet it is. Oh, it's not. Okay, one wrong answer on 34. So that means that's a signal we have to slow down and start actually thinking it through, even though I don't really want to. Check here, here, backed up by the rook. And then you'd go here. And then I would go here, pawn, and it's mate. Maybe I didn't have to slow down. What do you say? Probably up, I'm thinking. Taking the opposition. And then we push the pawn on the same side that the king moves to. So this pawn, then, we push that one. Opposition. Just like that. Check, skewer, take. Now I take and push the pawn, right? Now, do I have to push the pawn? Can I go here? Yeah, you do have to push the pawn in this move, right? Yes, I do. That was a weird little brain glitch that just happened there. Okay, that's a skewer through to the rook. Oh, there's a knight there, and then I can take it. Am I still winning? The knight blocks. I take here, take, check. And then where does the king go? To one of these two squares, and then the other rook comes in. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Just checking off. Notice I checked the king off of the knight. Take. Now I'm pretty sure I can just go right here. And it's a fork, right? Why do I have to do a certain piece? Does the queen not work? Why does the queen not work? I'm not down material or anything, so I still have to win material. So I probably have to go here. That's it. I go here and then here. The king would go here, the queen would drop back, and it's a skewer to the rook. So, crash through. Can I just take twice? Probably. Everything's a check. Can I go here? Uh-oh, it's one of these two. It's this or this. Okay, fine. Let's try one. Always be calculating. Never stop calculating. There's no sense in sitting there and staring at it. You just have to try stuff. So check. Only move is to block. Rook takes, pawn takes, queen takes, check here, and then checkmate. But if I take here first, why is this a problem? Because king over probably, and then I don't have a follow-up. So let's check first. We have a forced mate here. And then mate over there. Okay, we have one wrong, but we're through the 2100s. It's 39. I'm loving it, everybody. So what do we have? We have a pin here. Is this the classic hanging bishop? Kind of is, but there will be a knight that blocks. and then I stack up on it with a bishop, and then take. Oh, that's why this is a problem. If I just go here check, the knight blocks, and by the time I stack up on it, there's time for black to trade pieces, right? Is it something else? So it's either going to be something like this, but it has to be a check because otherwise this piece will trade, and that's my target in the position anyway. Okay, let's try bishop check. Knight blocks. Queen here. Take. Queen here. Knight in. Oh man, this is going to be interesting to have to string together. I know what the ideas are. It's queen, bishop, and knight. I get it, but what order? So bishop block. Okay, we're at 10 minutes. We can take our time now. We have to get through this quickly. We have an X to spare, so in the interest of time, I can always get one wrong. There's also the C pawn that can block, and then my bishop has to go away, and I don't have anything. So it must be queen. Must be the queen. Now that the C pawn can't block, what can we do? Can we go bishop block? Or do we attack it with the knight? If we go knight, this thing is attacked twice and can't move. So take, and looks like they'll go here. But then when we go here, we're attacking the queen with the bishop, so then the queen would have to take. So it doesn't quite work. Probably, though, we go here. So is it bishop here first? Or is it knight here? If bishop blocks, queen can still go here. Looks like either way works. These are the hardest ones, because now I have to find a defense that works for only one of these things. Okay, let's try bishop. Take. How do you defend this knight? You can't move. So if you castle, I take it. So bishop, take. A6, I take check, take, check. And I'm up a piece. So let's try the knight then. Knight here. This is attacked twice. Take. I feel like it's bishop on account of this being a threat if I use the bishop. So it's take, and then how do you defend this knight again? You'd have to go like, you can't go queen here because the knight takes that. You can't go king up either. Do you block with the pawn or something? I don't know. What's the defense there? I think it's bishop. It is. Okay, we'll have to look at that and figure out why a little bit later, but we will continue on our streak. I promise to come back to that one. So this looks like it's going to be a take. And queen blocks. Oh, can I check on the diagonal first and then queen blocks? What I'm looking for is a check here. At the point I can take the pawn. Can I trade king? Can I trade here and then go here? 4-4. Take, and the king is outside the square of this pawn. But they're queening with check. But I still have another pawn. So it would still be a win. So I'd trade and then go here. And they go here. And then it's 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, which if you've watched any of my videos before, I don't calculate that. I just say I'm on the 4th rank, they go to the 4th. So I go to the 8th, they go to the 8th. And it's check. So then I come back here and then they go check. And then I go like this. And complications arise. So what I would love to do is trade here. What if I go check? It doesn't seem to work. Because they can just continually move around. Here, take. And now they're in the square of the pawn. My king is unfortunately outside the square of their pawn. Can't get there. So no matter how many moves I spend guarding my own stuff, I will lose the race. So it does look like that's got to be the answer. I have to take it. because there's no fork here available. I wish I could go like this, check. Because then the king would block and I would take the pawn. So maybe I can check somehow there. I don't see it though. Because I would have to go like check and they block. And then I go check. And they would block here. And now that square's taken away forever. So it's impossible. So I'm wondering if I just have to take it now. I'm going to try it. That's right. Nothing better to do. Queen. Now why a specific move? This check is taken away. This check is taken away. And this check, if I go king here, isn't that fine for me? Oh, it's a cross check. It's a cross check. That's the answer. Cross check. We talked about this earlier. So take, and then they'll go, I'll go B2, C3, D, and then finally here, and you can't stop me from coming to this square, G5. So it is a cross check. And then we'll just walk up the board and assist our pawn. Okay, cool. We are black here, here. And then here, here. And finally there, here. And then check. Oh boy. I would love a tempo just to take this. That could be the answer. Check. If here, then here, and the queen comes back. Man, I would love to just go bam. In which case, check. Do I want to be difficult or do I want to be accurate? Check here, and then there isn't a way to get to the king here. I can go check. Oh, it's a fork. It's a fork. So I can go check, and the key is the king pops out. It interferes with the rook on this bishop. So it is a check, and then I take the rook. And that's because the king will be here. The king must go there, or else I go check, 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 and check. Mate on this square. So it's check here. Okay, well that... Oh, no! Must have had better. I thought I could just take a rook. Oh, then I lose the bishop. Man, that stinks. Okay. We're 2 X's. We're 41 into this 2280. That ain't so bad. Here in mate. This seems to be the obvious. The knight would be pinned to the queen, so... But that's like low material right there. You can go here, check. And then if the rook takes... Fortunately, like there's a knight guarding this, so it's 2. It's 3 on 3. So it doesn't quite work. Oh, I have this. Oh, man. Okay, 41. Let's take a look. So the first one I promised I would take a look at would be what is the defense if I use the knight first? And then the knight came here, and I said, what if we defend this way? And they just castle out of it. And then I can't do this because I get pinned. Sure. Yeah, I'll probably get pinned, right? Yeah. Okay. And that's exactly why I wanted to use the bishop. So if I take here, I'm still threatening things. So I was good with that one. And we'll go this way. And let's take a look at number 22. And the answer to that one right here is probably, she's covered already. So we probably want to take the rook. No, we want to take the rook with the queen. Yeah, we want to take the rook with the queen. On account of this bishop hanging. So let's go ahead and play that. It's check, and then actually take the rook. Yeah, I don't know why. I guess I blinked on that one. And then we have 2333. Let's take a look real quick. The solution is actually going to be knight takes. I see it now. Yep. Cool. And then... Well, I can't take this on account of that knight there. So what do I have to do? Attack it again. Yes. And now we're cruising. All right, that's a 2333. Just needed a second look at it. And we did that in 20 minutes. 20.00. We got our second effort there. So pretty good, I think. Anything over 40 is pretty good. 41 is real nice. Wish I would have got that last one. Just needed to look at it one more second, and that's just the way Puzzle Rush goes. Speed running, you make mistakes like that. Hope you had fun. I know I had fun. I hope to see you on the next speedrun video.